Welcome to day 7 of our 10-part series, Stop Overthinking, Start Speaking. A huge congratulations to everyone who is following along. I am so proud of your commitment. Yesterday, we learned how to become an architect of ideas by using powerful frameworks to structure our thoughts. Now that you know how to build a clear and logical sentence, what's the next step? Have you ever had a conversation that was grammatically perfect, but also completely boring? A conversation that just felt like an exchange of facts, with no real connection? Today, we are going to fix that. We are going to learn how to make every conversation you have more engaging and memorable. We will learn how to turn a simple chat into a real human connection. And make sure you stay with me until the very end, because I'll reveal the simple secret that will make you the kind of person everyone loves to talk to. So, why is engagement more important than perfection? I want you to remember this simple truth. People don't remember perfect grammar. They remember how you made them feel. You can use the most advanced vocabulary and the most complex sentence structures, but if the other person feels bored or disconnected, the conversation has failed. Think of it this way. A boring conversation is like a monologue. One person talks at the other person, just giving information. But an engaging conversation is like a game of catch. One person gently tosses the ball, an idea or a question. The other person catches it, looks at it, and then gently tosses it back, with a follow-up question or a related story. Both people are actively participating. Both people are paying attention to each other. The goal is not just to throw the ball as hard as you can. The goal is to keep the game going. Today, we are going to learn how to become a great player in this beautiful game of conversation. Practical techniques for engaging conversations. All right, let's learn some practical, simple techniques that you can start using today to make your English conversations more engaging and memorable. Technique number 1, the art of the follow-up question. This is perhaps the single most important skill of a great conversationalist. After someone answers your first question, you must ask a follow-up question. This shows that you are not just following a script. You are actively listening and you are genuinely curious. The best follow-up questions are open-ended questions that start with words like what, how, or why. They invite the other person to share more. Let's look at an example. Imagine you ask someone, "How was your weekend?" And they reply, "It was good. I went hiking." A boring conversationalist would say, "Oh, nice." And the conversation dies. But an engaging conversationalist would ask a follow-up question. Here are some great options. "Oh, hiking, that's so interesting. How did you get started with that?" "Wow, I'd love to do that." "What was the most beautiful part of the hike?" "How did that make you feel? Was it relaxing?" You see? These questions open the door to a much deeper and more interesting conversation. They show that you care. Technique number 2, the echo and expand method. This is a simple but very powerful active listening technique. It shows the other person that you have heard and understood them. Here's how it works. You listen for a keyword or an interesting idea the other person uses. Then, you repeat that keyword, you echo it. And then you ask a question or add a comment to expand on it. Let's try it. Imagine your friend says, "I had a really stressful week at work." You could echo and expand like this. "Oh, a stressful week? I'm sorry to hear that. What made it so stressful? Or imagine a colleague says, I'm really excited about the new project. You could echo and expand like this. The new project? That's great. Tell me more about it. This simple technique makes the other person feel heard and understood. It's a fantastic way to build rapport and keep the conversation flowing smoothly. Technique number 3. Share a relatable mini story. A conversation is a two-way street. After you have listened and asked follow-up questions, you can build an even stronger connection by sharing a very short, related story from your own life. This shows empathy and creates a bond. The key here is mini story. It should be very short, just 2 or 3 sentences, so you can quickly return the focus to the other person. Let's go back to our hiking example. Your friend says they went hiking. You've asked them a follow-up question. Now, you can share a mini story. That sounds amazing. It reminds me of a time I went hiking on a small mountain near my hometown. I actually got a little bit lost, but it was a beautiful adventure. This simple story shows that you can relate to their experience. It makes the conversation feel more balanced and friendly. Technique number 4. Use emotional language. This is a callback to our lesson from day 5, but it's so important for engagement. When you tell your stories, don't just state the facts. Use adjectives and adverbs that describe your feelings. This helps the listener connect with your experience on an emotional level. For example, instead of saying, I went to a party, I talked to some people, I went home. Try using emotional language. I went to a fantastic party on Saturday. I had some hilarious conversations with some incredibly friendly people. I went home feeling so happy and energized. Can you feel the difference? The second version is a story. It has life. It has energy. It makes the listener feel something. Technique number 5. The power of a specific compliment. Everyone loves to receive a compliment. But a great conversationalist doesn't give generic, boring compliments. They give sincere and specific compliments. For example, instead of saying, you are smart, say, the way you explained that was so clear, that was really smart. Instead of saying, that's a nice shirt, say, that's a beautiful color on you. It really brings out your eyes. Specific compliments are more memorable and meaningful because they show that you have been paying close attention. It is a very powerful tool for making people feel good and for building strong, positive connections. The Spontaneous Speaking Challenge. All right, are you ready for today's challenge? It's all about putting these engagement skills into practice. I'm going to give you a simple statement. Your challenge is to respond not with a statement of your own, but with a good, open-ended follow-up question. For example, if I say, I watched a movie last night, don't just say, me too. Ask, oh really? What did you see? Was it any good? Ready? Here are your 3 statements. Choose one, pause the podcast, and say your follow-up question out loud. 1. I'm feeling a little tired today. 2. I'm planning a trip to Japan next year. 3. I just started a new book. Choose one and ask your follow-up question now. 30-second pause for your practice. Excellent! Remember, a good question is often more powerful than a good statement. Shifting your mindset for confidence. To become a truly engaging conversationalist, you need to shift your mindset. I want you to stop worrying so much about what you are going to say. I want you to stop thinking, I need to sound smart, or I need to have an interesting story. Instead, I want you to adopt a mindset of genuine curiosity. A great conversationalist is like a detective. They are genuinely curious about the other person. They want to understand their story, their feelings, their perspective. When you enter a conversation with a mindset of curiosity, you will naturally do all the things we talked about today. You will ask better questions. You will listen more carefully. You will be more present. And you won't have time to overthink or feel nervous because you will be too busy being interested in the fascinating human being in front of you. The final secret. So, we've covered a lot today. We've learned that engagement is more important than perfection, and we've practiced 5 powerful techniques to make our conversations more interesting. Asking follow-up questions, the echo and expand method, sharing mini stories, using emotional language, and giving specific compliments. And now, for the secret I promised at the beginning. The simple secret that ties all of this together is this. The secret to being an interesting person is to be an interested person. When you make the other person the focus of the conversation, when you are genuinely curious about their stories, their feelings, and their ideas, you will automatically become one of the most memorable and engaging people they have ever spoken to. People love to talk about themselves, and they love people who love to listen. When you give someone the gift of your full, curious attention, you are giving them something very precious, and they will remember you for it. So, my challenge to you is this. For today, I want you to have one conversation where you focus only on being interested. Don't worry about being interesting. Just focus on asking at least 3 follow-up questions and really listening to the answers. Join me tomorrow for day 8, where we will learn some powerful phrases to help you express your opinions with clarity and confidence. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Wisdom English podcast channel to watch our next videos.